I still remember the night my parents erased me. I was 18 years old. It was a black tie gala in New York City, hosted at the Plaza Hotel. Crystal chandeliers, champagne towers, cameras flashing, everything looked perfect. Just not me. I stood beside them in a custom dress that never quite felt like mine, listening as strangers complimented my mother's beauty, my father's success, and then paused when they looked at me. That hesitation, I had learned to recognize it early. Disappointment. But I didn't expect what came next. My father tapped his glass, drawing the room's attention. He smiled, the same polished, practiced smile that built his reputation on Wall Street. And then he said, "We're proud to introduce the future of our family legacy." A girl stepped forward, blonde, flawless, effortlessly perfect. Not me. "My niece, Claire Whitmore," he continued, resting his hand on her shoulder. "She will be carrying forward the Whitmore name." I felt my chest tighten. Niece? That wasn't the word that destroyed me. What came after did. As for our biological daughter, we believe she's better suited pursuing her own path, away from the pressures of our public image. Polite laughter, soft murmurs, and just like that, I was erased. No argument, no scene, no defense, just silence. That night, I broke. I locked myself in my room, still wearing that dress, staring at my reflection like I didn't recognize the person looking back. At some point, the tears wouldn't stop. My chest felt tight, like I couldn't breathe properly. Each breath got shorter, heavier, like the oxygen in the room was slowly disappearing just for me. I remember clutching the edge of my bed, trying to steady myself, thinking, this is it. This is what it feels like to disappear. I don't even remember when I fell asleep. But the next morning, everything was quiet. Too quiet. The pain was still there, but it felt different, colder, controlled. And that's when I made a decision. I wasn't going to fight them. I wasn't going to beg. I was going to accept it. For the first time, I saw the truth clearly. My family's power wasn't real. It was built on perception, on appearances, on fragile, outdated systems that only worked because people believed them. And if perception built their empire, then strategy could destroy it. I left New York that same week. No goodbye, no money, no name. I rebuilt myself from nothing in a small apartment in San Francisco where no one cared about last names, only results. I didn't chase beauty. I chased leverage. I studied systems, markets, technology. While they hosted galas, I was writing code at 3 a.m. While they invested in legacy assets, I bought digital infrastructure. And most importantly, I disappeared. I created a pseudonym. No photos, no interviews, no traceable identity, just results. Within 3 years, I launched my first tech firm. Within 5, I was quietly acquiring distressed patents, the kind most people overlooked, except I didn't overlook them, because I knew exactly who depended on them. The Whitmore Empire. My family. See, while they were busy maintaining their image, their business model was aging. Luxury real estate, traditional finance, outdated investments. And all of it was built on borrowed money. Money I was about to control. I started buying debt. Slowly, silently. Banks they trusted began selling off risk. Investment firms restructured portfolios, and piece by piece, I became their creditor. They didn't know my name, but they felt my presence. By year 7, I owned the institutions that owned them. Their lines of credit? Mine. Their financial safety net? Gone. Still, they didn't see me. Not yet. So I escalated. I triggered market shifts, legal, calculated, inevitable. Their properties began losing value. Their influence faded in a world that no longer cared about old money. And then came the final move: foreclosure. Their ancestral estate, the one they once told me I'd never belong in, went up for forced sale. I bought it. Cash. No hesitation. The meeting happened 2 weeks later. They didn't know who they were negotiating with, just that their last chance was a private buyer willing to discuss terms. I walked into the room. Same posture, same calm expression. But this time, they were the ones standing. My mother's face drained of color. My father didn't speak. And Claire, she looked confused, like reality had finally caught up. "You?" my father whispered. I smiled slightly. "Yes, me." They asked for help, for a bailout, for mercy, everything they never gave me. And I listened, quietly, professionally, like they were just another failing client, because that's all they were now. Then I placed the contract on the table. Simple terms. I would erase their debt. In exchange, they would surrender everything: the name, the titles, the legacy they once valued more than their own daughter. My father hesitated. For the first time in his life, he looked unsure. "You're doing this because?" he asked. I leaned back in my chair, calm, steady. "Because you taught me something important. Beauty fades." I paused. "But control lasts." They signed. They had no choice. And just like that, the Whitmore legacy ended. Not with scandal, not with drama, but with a signature. Today, my company operates in over 30 countries. We don't sell appearances. We build systems, infrastructure, innovation, things that don't collapse under shallow expectations. As for my family, they're still out there, living quietly, ordinary, invisible, just like they made me. But there's one difference. I chose this life. They didn't. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's this: real power isn't seen, it's built, in silence, in shadows, and when it finally reveals itself, it doesn't ask for approval, it replaces everything.